Ilara was an ordinary woman living on Earth. She lived in a small town near the sea where the sky stretched wide and stars shone bright at night. She loved to watch the stars and think about what was beyond her world. Sometimes she wondered if other beings lived far away in the darkness of space. One evening, as the sun set and the stars began to glow, Ilara went to her favorite spot on a hill. She sat down and looked up at the sky. The air was cool and quiet. Suddenly, a strange light appeared above her. It was not like any star or airplane she had seen before. It was soft and glowing, moving slowly down toward her. Ilara's heart beat fast. She felt scared but also curious. The light came closer and closer until it was right in front of her. Then the light changed shape. It became a figure, tall and elegant with smooth skin that shimmered like the moon. The figure was a woman, but not like any woman Ilara had ever seen. She wore a crown that sparkled with many colors and her eyes shone with kindness. "I am Queen Lyra," the figure said in a voice as calm as a gentle breeze. "I come from a far place beyond the stars to give you a gift." Ilara blinked, trying to understand. "A gift for me?" "Yes," Queen Lyra smiled softly. "You are chosen because of your pure heart and open mind. This gift is special. It will help you and your people in ways you cannot yet imagine." Ilara looked at the queen with wonder. She did not know if she could trust this strange visitor, but something in the queen's eyes told her to be brave. She nodded slowly. The queen reached out her hand and gave Ilara a small object. It was a crystal orb, shining with many colors inside. It felt warm in Ilara's hand and she could feel a quiet energy coming from it. "Take it with you," the queen said. "Keep it safe. It will awaken when the time is right." Ilara looked at the orb again. "But what is inside? What does it do?" The queen shook her head gently. "That is for you to discover. The gift is alive in its own way. It will show you the path when you are ready." Ilara's heart filled with a mix of excitement and nervousness. "Thank you, Queen Lyra. I promise to take good care of it." The queen smiled again and took a step back. "Remember, you are not alone. When you need help, look to the stars." With that, Queen Lyra's form began to glow brighter and brighter. The light grew until it was too bright to see. Then, it disappeared, leaving Ilara alone on the hill, under the stars. Ilara held the orb tightly and slowly walked back to her home. Her mind was full of questions. What kind of gift was this? Why was she chosen? And what did the future hold? That night, Ilara placed the orb on her bedside table. It glowed softly, casting colors on the walls like tiny rainbows. She lay in bed, staring at it until she fell asleep. In her dreams, Ilara saw images of distant planets, shining cities, and beings of light. She felt a gentle voice guiding her, telling her to be strong and kind. When she woke up, the orb was still glowing softly. Days passed and Ilara kept the orb close. She told no one about it, not even her family or friends. She was afraid they would not believe her or might take it away. But the orb was not just a simple object. It seemed to listen to her thoughts and feelings. When she was happy, the colors inside the orb danced and changed. When she was sad, the light dimmed, but never went out. One morning, Ilara went outside to the garden. She held the orb and whispered, "What should I do now?" To her surprise, the orb pulsed with light, and a soft melody filled the air, like a song from far away. Ilara smiled, feeling a connection she could not explain. She decided to start learning more about the stars, about the universe. She read books about space and watched videos of astronauts. The orb seemed to guide her, helping her understand things faster than before. Ilara began to notice small changes in herself. She felt more patient and calm. She could solve problems easily and think in new ways. People around her said she seemed brighter, happier, and more confident. One day, a scientist from the city visited Ilara's town. He was curious about strange signals coming from the area, faint, rhythmic pulses of energy that no one else could hear. Ilara knew the orb was the source but did not say anything. The scientist talked to her and asked, Have you noticed anything unusual recently? Anything that feels different? Alara smiled softly. Just that I feel like I'm waking up to something new, like the world is bigger than before. The scientist looked at her with interest. Maybe it is. Maybe. You are part of something greater. Alara did not answer. She only looked up at the sky where the stars twinkled silently. As days turned into weeks, Alara and the orb grew closer. The gift seemed to share knowledge, but also kindness and hope. It did not control her. It helped her grow. But Alara still did not know what the future held. The Queen's words stayed in her mind. It will awaken when the time is right. She waited patiently, ready for the moment when the gift's true power would be revealed. And so, under the vast sky full of stars, Alara's journey had just begun. A journey that would change not only her life but the fate of all humanity. Alara woke up early that morning with the crystal orb glowing softly on her bedside table. The colors inside the orb shifted like gentle waves, painting the room with light. She smiled and reached out to touch it. The orb felt warm, almost like it was alive. As she held the orb, Alara noticed something new. Tiny symbols appeared inside, glowing softly. They looked like a kind of language, strange but beautiful. The symbols moved slowly, and Alara felt a quiet voice in her mind, gentle and calm. Do not be afraid, the voice said. We are here to help. Alara's eyes widened. She wasn't sure if she was dreaming or really hearing a voice, but the voice was kind, full of warmth and wisdom. Who are you? She asked softly. We are part of the gift, the voice replied. We come from far beyond your world. We are here to share knowledge and help you grow. Alara felt her heart beat faster. The gift was more than she had thought. It was alive, and it wanted to connect with her. She spent the day learning from the orb. Every time she touched it, the symbols glowed and new images appeared in her mind. She saw stars, planets and cities made of light. She felt the energy of the universe flowing through her. The orb showed her how to understand things differently. It helped her see patterns in nature, the way plants grew, and how the weather changed. Alara began to understand the deep connections between all living things. That evening, Alara went outside to the hill where she had met Queen Lyra. The sky was clear, and the stars were bright. She held the orb up and whispered, "What should I do next?" The orb glowed brighter and sent out waves of light. Suddenly, Alara felt a rush of energy inside her. Her senses sharpened. She could hear the soft rustling of leaves far away and see the smallest stars twinkling in the sky. The voice from the orb spoke again. You are awakening. Your mind and body are growing stronger. This gift will help you and your people. Alara felt a deep joy inside. She realized this gift was not just for her. It was for all humans. It was a bridge to something greater, something beautiful. Over the next few days, Alara's life changed. She became more patient and calm, even when things were difficult. She noticed she could solve problems quickly and see solutions that others missed. Her friends and family began to notice. You seem different, Alara, her best friend Maya said one afternoon. More peaceful, like you know something we don't. Alara smiled, but kept the secret of the orb to herself. She didn't want anyone to take it away or treat her differently. One morning, while walking through the town market, Alara saw a small child crying. The child had lost a toy and was scared. Without thinking, Alara reached out her hand, and the orb glowed softly in her pocket. Suddenly, Alara felt a calm warmth spread through her. She spoke gently to the child. Don't worry, we'll find your toy. To her surprise, the orb sent out a light beam that pointed toward a nearby stall. Alara and the child followed the light and found the lost toy under a table. The child smiled brightly and hugged Alara. Thank you. Alara's heart swelled with happiness. She realized the gift could help people in many ways, not just with knowledge, but with kindness and hope. That night, Alara sat by her window, holding The orb close. The voice spoke softly. You are ready to learn more. But remember, the greatest power is love and understanding. Ilara thought about Queen Lyra's visit. She had said the gift would awaken when the time was right. Maybe now was the time. She closed her eyes and focused on the orb. Slowly, she felt the energy inside growing stronger, spreading through her body like warm sunlight. Suddenly, the orb glowed with a bright light. Ilara opened her eyes to see a holographic map of the stars floating above the orb. It showed many worlds connected by glowing lines. These are the worlds of the Alliance, the voice said. They wait for you and your people to join. Ilara stared at the map in wonder. She felt a strong desire to explore, to meet others, beyond Earth. But she also felt a responsibility. This gift was a chance for humanity to grow and become part of something bigger. It was a chance to show kindness and hope to the universe. The next day, Ilara visited the local library. She looked for books about space and other civilizations. The orb guided her thoughts, helping her understand difficult ideas. As she studied, she felt a new confidence growing inside her. She was no longer just an ordinary woman. She was a bridge between worlds, a beacon of hope. Ilara knew her journey had just begun. The gift was awakening, and so was she. One afternoon, while walking by the sea, Ilara saw a strange light far out in the water. It flickered like a star under the waves. She held the orb up, and it pulsed in response. The voice said, "A message from the Queen. She watches and waits. Trust in the gift." Ilara felt peace wash over her. She smiled at the stars and whispered, "I will not let you down." As the sun set, painting the sky with colors of orange and pink, Ilara felt ready for whatever the future held. The mysterious gift was more than a gift. It was a promise that humanity was not alone in the universe, and that together they could create a brighter tomorrow. Ilara woke up feeling different that morning. The crystal orb on her bedside table glowed with soft colors, but now the light seemed warmer, more alive. She reached out and touched it gently. The orb pulsed with energy, and a calm voice spoke inside her mind. "You are growing," it said. "The gift is part of you now." Ilara smiled. She could feel the changes inside her, things she could not explain but felt deeply. Her thoughts were clearer, her senses sharper, and her heart more open. As she moved through the day, Ilara noticed how the world looked new. The trees seemed greener, the sky bluer. Even the air felt fresh, filled with a kind of quiet magic. People she met smiled more, as if they felt something good in the air. At the market, a farmer struggled to fix his old cart. Ilara stopped and asked, "Can I help?" The farmer looked surprised but nodded. Ilara knelt beside the cart and touched the orb in her pocket. Suddenly she understood how the wheels worked and how to fix the broken parts. With a few careful moves, the cart was ready to go. The farmer's face lit up. "Thank you. How did you do that?" Ilara laughed softly. "I just listened." Word began to spread about Ilara's calm and clever ways. People came to her with problems, big and small, and she helped with patience and kindness. The orb gave her ideas and understanding, but Ilara knew the real power came from her heart. One afternoon, Ilara met a group of children playing by the river. They were trying to build a small raft but kept failing. "Can I try?" Ilara asked. The children nodded eagerly. Ilara smiled and touched the orb. She saw in her mind how the wood and vines could hold together. She showed the children how to tie strong knots and balance the raft. When the raft floated on the water, the children cheered. Ilara's heart felt full. She loved helping others learn and grow. That evening, Ilara sat by her window with the orb. The colors inside danced like fireflies. The voice spoke softly. "Your gift is not only knowledge, but also connection. You can bring people together." Ilara thought about this. She realized that before the gift she had felt lonely sometimes. Now she felt linked to everyone around her, like threads in a great web. She wanted to share this feeling with her town. She planned a gathering in the park where people could meet, talk, and share their dreams. The day of the gathering came, and Alara stood before a small crowd. She held the orb, which glowed gently. "Thank you all for coming," Alara said. "I want us to be a community where we help each other and grow together." People smiled and nodded. They shared stories and ideas, and laughter filled the air. The orb's light spread over the crowd, and Alara felt the warmth of friendship growing. Days turned into weeks. Alara's gift helped her town in many ways. Farmers learned better ways. To grow crops, teachers found new ways to teach, and neighbors helped each other with kindness. Ilara's heart grew with joy. She knew this was only the beginning. One night, under a sky full of stars, the orb shone brightly. The voice said, "You are ready for the next step." Alara closed her eyes and felt the energy flow through her. Suddenly she saw a vision, a beautiful planet filled with life, colors, and happiness. She saw humans and aliens working side by side, sharing knowledge and caring for the universe. When the vision ended, Alara opened her eyes. She understood her role, to be a leader, not by force but by love and wisdom. She looked at the orb and whispered, "I am ready." The next morning, Alara received a message from Queen Lyra. The queen's voice was warm and proud. "You have done well, Alara. The gift is awakening in you and your people. Soon others will come to learn from Earth's light." Alara felt a new hope. She knew the gift was a promise of peace and friendship, a future where humans and aliens could grow together. As the sun rose, Alara smiled and looked to the stars. Her journey was far from over, but she was no longer afraid. With the gift inside her, she was ready to face whatever came next. Lara stood on the hill where she first met Queen Lyra. The crystal orb glowed softly in her hand, shining with colors that seemed to tell stories of faraway worlds. The air was cool, and the stars sparkled above like diamonds on black velvet. Alara thought about everything that had happened since the queen's visit. The gift had changed her, opening her mind and heart to new ideas and feelings. She knew her life was no longer ordinary. She was part of something much bigger. Suddenly, the orb began to pulse with light, stronger than before. The gentle voice inside her mind spoke again, this time with excitement. "Prepare yourself, Alara. It is time for the truth." Alara's heart beat fast. She listened closely as the voice continued. The gift was created by many civilizations in the galaxy. They wanted to share knowledge and hope with young worlds, planets like yours, full of potential and kindness. Alara's eyes widened. "Why me? Why Earth?" "Because your people have the spirit of curiosity and the capacity for love," the voice said. "You are ready to join a great alliance of peaceful beings who wish to learn and grow together." Alara looked up at the stars and felt a warm glow inside. She had dreamed of this moment but never believed it would come true. The orb's light grew brighter, and suddenly, a vision appeared before her. She saw many alien worlds, some with tall trees and blue skies, others with shimmering cities of light. She saw beings of all shapes and colors, talking, sharing, and helping each other. "They are waiting for you," the voice said. "The Alliance welcomes humanity as a friend, a helper, and a teacher." Alara felt a deep sense of responsibility. This was not just about her. It was about all people on Earth. The voice added, "But you must be ready. The path will not always be easy. You must lead with kindness, wisdom, and courage." Alara nodded. "I will do my best." The orb's light faded, but the feeling of connection stayed with her. Back in her town, Alara gathered her friends and neighbors. She told them about the gift, the alien queen, and the vision of the alliance. At first, some people were surprised or afraid, but Alara spoke with honesty and hope. "We are not alone," she said. "There are others like us in the universe. They want to share their knowledge and live in peace. This gift is a chance for us to grow and learn." Slowly, the community began to believe. They started to work together, helping each other in new ways. They learned to listen more and judge less. Ilara's gift inspired a new way of living, one of cooperation and respect for all life. One day, a scientist named Dr. Harris came to visit Ilara. He had been studying the strange signals that came from the orb and wanted to understand more. "Ilara," he said, "this gift is unlike anything we have seen. It is alive and seems to respond to your thoughts and feelings." Ilara smiled. "It helps me see the world differently. It's like a teacher and a friend." Dr. Harris nodded thoughtfully. "If more people could connect with it, imagine what we could learn." Ilara agreed. She wanted the gift to help everyone, not just her. Together with Dr. Harris and others, Ilara began to find ways to share the gift's knowledge safely. They created places where people could come and learn from the orb's light and wisdom. Time passed. More people felt the change. The town grew stronger, kinder, and more hopeful. One evening, as Ilara walked by the sea, she saw a shining ship in the distance. It was unlike any airplane or boat she had ever seen. The ship glowed with soft light and moved silently over the waves. The orb pulsed in her hand, and the voice spoke one last time. "They have come to meet you, Ilara. The Alliance welcomes humanity." Ilara's heart filled with joy and wonder. She looked up at the stars and smiled. Her journey was far from over. But now she knew she was ready. With the gift inside her and the support of her people, Ilara was ready to lead humanity into a new age, a time of peace, friendship, and endless possibilities among the stars. Ilara stood at the edge of the small hill overlooking her town. The crystal orb, now a warm, steady light in her hands, seemed to pulse gently with the rhythm of her heartbeat. The sky above was clear and filled with stars, but tonight there was something different, something magical. The strange ship she had seen days before was now docked near the coast. Its smooth, glowing surface reflected the moonlight, and soft lights blinked along its hull. People from the town had gathered, watching in quiet wonder and excitement. The time for change had come. Ilara looked around and saw the faces of her friends and neighbors, full of hope and curiosity. They had all come to witness this new beginning, the moment when humanity would take its first step beyond Earth as part of a great galactic family. She felt the gift inside her, the knowledge, the kindness, and the courage it had given her. It was not just a power, it was a responsibility to lead with love and wisdom. As the ship's hatch opened, a gentle light poured out, and from it stepped beings unlike anything Ilara had ever imagined. They were tall, slender, and moved with grace. Their skin shimmered softly, and their eyes sparkled with warmth and intelligence. One of them, who seemed to be a leader, stepped forward and spoke in a calm, musical voice that Ilara understood without words. "Welcome, Ilara. We are the members of the Galactic Alliance. We have watched your journey and your kindness. We come as friends and partners." Ilara smiled and stepped forward, holding the glowing orb. "Thank you for trusting me and my people. We are ready to learn and share." The alien leader nodded. "Together we will grow. Your gift has opened a new path, not only for Earth but for all who seek peace and understanding." The townspeople stepped closer, some reaching out with nervous hands. The aliens responded with gentle gestures, sharing light and warmth. Fear turned to smiles. Ilara's town, once small and quiet, was now the center of a new friendship that stretched across the stars. Over the next days, the aliens shared their knowledge. They taught about science and art, about caring for planets and each other. They showed ways to heal the Earth's wounds and to build communities based on trust and respect. Ilara listened and learned, feeling the gift inside her grow stronger. She became a bridge between two worlds, helping her people understand new ideas and values. One afternoon, she stood before a crowd in the town square. The orb shone brightly in her hand as she spoke. "This is our new beginning," Ilara said. "We are no longer alone. Together we will create a future full of hope, where all beings can live in peace and friendship." The crowd cheered, their voices filled with joy and promise. Months passed and the changes spread beyond the town. People from nearby cities and countries came to learn about the gift and the Galactic Alliance. They built schools, gardens, and centers of learning where knowledge and kindness grew. Alara often visited these places, always carrying the orb close. She taught others how to listen to the gift and find their own strength. One evening, as she walked by the sea, the alien leader joined her. "You have done well, Alara," they said softly. "Your people are ready to join the Alliance as equal partners." Alara looked at the stars and nodded. "Thank you for believing in us. We will not forget this chance." The alien smiled and touched the orb gently. "This gift is a seed. It will grow in many hearts and minds, connecting worlds with light and hope." Alara felt a deep peace inside. The journey that began with a mysterious gift was now a new dawn for humanity. She looked up at the sky, where the stars seemed to shine brighter than ever. With friends among the stars and the gift guiding her, Alara knew that Earth's future was full of endless possibilities. And so humanity stepped forward, not as strangers in the galaxy, but as friends and creators of a better tomorrow.